I almost didn't press the record for this because I just felt I didn't have much to say. Even though I have now like planning out like what I tend to want to say every single day. And then that realization of actually this one's different. In terms of like what I really want to talk about in this video is that feeling of the perfectionism, how I am dealing with it. Because here is the deal. Perfectionism isn't high standard. It is just fear of exposure. And me of analyzing and like I've been in this streak and I just wanted to share just talk about what's showing up for me right now and how I am like wanting to how I'm moving forward. How this got to here we are. Okay, because look, we're just gonna go with the flow in terms of like what shows up and while I'm processing this in real time. Because when you for me this perfectionism was I'm there like trying to like figure out what strategy, what what's that what's the thing? Because I'm here thinking, okay, if I kind of like have the perfect strategy in terms of like my talking points, what I'm gonna do, if there's a lesson, because I'm there thinking, okay, this thing I want to talk about, it doesn't like w- when you're listening to this, what's be landing for you? How's this gonna make sense? And I'm here overthinking, over processing, over analyzing, and like, and time is ticking, and my day is about to go. Like my time to record this thing so that it could be done is like going because I've got a busy day and I've noticed in like when I'm recording in the evenings, I bring on the energy, I bring on the state and everything, but afterwards the processing of waiting for the thing, I almost had like a panic where I was so tired and I kept like checking because the thing has to upload onto YouTube, right? And depending on the duration of the video, it could take long. And I'm there like so tired. And I think it's about this. I'm like, let's try and figure out to do it earlier or in a day or make sure that we're on par. We don't lose our daily streaks of posting every single day for the next year. And honestly, the perfectionism, trying to figure out, wasn't pushing me forward. It wasn't helping. If anything, it was just taking time away from actually doing a thing. And and also as well, like for me, I have noticed like I would have, if I had not said, okay, this is everyday thing or this is whatever, I would have chickened out and said, let me just take this day to just process what I want to say and I'll come back tomorrow. Let me just like give myself some time. And it was for me, that's just the safety of like, oh, we can't, let's keep this brain safe. Let's not overanalyze. Let's not do the extra. Let's just be in check. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's how I would have rolled with this. I would have like totally rolled with it. And it's also reminding myself that this is grace period. No one really like my views are like grandiose right now. And this is the muscle building. This is the reps going. This is like the taking the next step. I was gonna say the next right step. Yeah, I could be right. But if I am in that over analyzing, or it has to be this perfect or this beautiful or whatever that is, then showing up here is not going to happen. It won't happen. And I think giving myself this discipline of like, regardless of what we are showing up, and then we're taking the action, and then the confidence will come, and then like we're building the clarity of like what is this messaging, what is the thing that I'm trying to get across. If not, it ain't happening. Like if I'm not in that focus, I'm stopping myself. Because I mentioned it here that this is what we're doing every single day. Hence I'm showing up here every single day. My other places where, okay, I know what I get to do to get to kind of like share and other things. But again, oh, like it's the end of the day. I'm just coming out. I don't like, let's wait till Monday. Yeah, let's do Monday. Monday we would figure it out. We would have something to say. We would like have a better stance of what's going on. Ah, but it's of no use if I'm not showing up, if I'm not building the muscle, if I'm not like, look, not every video is going to land perfectly. Not having the understanding that not every video is going to be a hit. And it's allowing and reassuring my nervous system that this is just part of the showing up. This is part of building that muscle of clarity, the part of like as we are showing up, the clarity and the concept of what I need to say will come. Because the breakthrough is in the showing up. The breakthrough is in like doing the thing that of an analyzing and trying to make this that. Because I tell you, I was like literally over an hour. And I think it's like when I went just looking at the whole concept, like, how can I get that, that like what felt like viral for me in this to like, okay, how can I tap into that? What can I like? And it's just kind of like overthinking, analyzing. Oh no, this won't land. This like this. This is what time is ticking. Time is going on and nothing is happening. And it's a constant feeling of just reassurance. I am safe. We're good. We've got this. It would land. It would make clarity. Building up that muscle of showing up. Because honestly, what perfectionism has held me back from doing and having is huge. That now I'm in the season of no, we're not doing that anymore. We are going to just show up and then just make it happen. Because if I like go back to the very first video that I put on here, I was literally like like a statue and very monotone, like it was just yeah. And if I had like quit the showing, I mean, yes, there was gaps in between and all those things. And I think the thing that stops that made those gaps happen was because of the overthinking that I had of how, oh, it has to be like this, it has to be this, and it has to have this way or whatever. And for me, like even yeah, it's so painful to think that this was my story, or this is kind of like how I was analyzing things, or this is how I was kind of like feeling towards certain things because it just doesn't make sense, you know? And yes, some of my comments to this one, I'm like, watch the film, like, oh, no, it's okay. But the key thing is, I came on here, I am showing up, I am doing this regardless, and stopping the overthinking from going. And just like, you know what, Nene, like, let's just do this thing. Let's just talk about what we're talking about, than letting it flow, than having it to be such having like, oh yeah, such powerful teacher mode here, or such powerful thing. I am conditioning myself to showing up. I'm conditioning myself to speak longer, to be able to express, to be able to use. metaphors and analogies and things like that to really express what's coming up here. And it's, if I am just in my head and in the thinking, then this won't be a thing. Doing this and having like this could now be like a story I could then share of like, my goodness, there was a time I had an idea of what I wanted to talk about, but I was over analyzing this thing for over an hour, than just clicking the thing and just going because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to be a certain way. Like set it, and that aha, it was just like, yay, I celebrated the fact that Nene, I caught myself. We are not doing this anymore. We are just going to play this thing because that ticks that we've showed up, that ticks that we've made an impact. And if someone watched the minutes of this video, or someone watches 10 minutes of it, or like somebody just sees the title and just like like, we have done, I've done my bit. I have done my bit with what I said I want to do. I've done my bit with how I being here is. Because the amount of things that this perfectionist has stopped me from doing and showing up because, oh, I needed to be this. I've missed opportunities because, oh, I don't think I'm the right fit, or this, I just need to do, and then the opportunity is gone. What I am doing here is building the muscle so that when the opportunity comes, I'm taking it. When the opportunity comes, I am here. The first intentional daily posting that I said I was going to do, I kept doing that thing over and over and over. And I think by day 20, 20 something, 25, 23, 5, whatever, I, I went to an event and I was called up, which this was not part of how they roll, or this is like just totally different. I shared something. I was like, oh yeah, come on up and come on up and tell us more. The old me would have freaked out. I would have been like, excuse me? No, we haven't rehearsed that. We haven't practiced. What am I coming up to say? The floor is yours. You got 5 minutes, like go for it. Like just take it. And I took it because I just talked about what I talked about the day before. And it was just free flowing. It wasn't a case of like, okay, let me. As soon as it gave me the mic and says, yes, the floor is yours, I went to go time. And if I was wondering about, oh, the perfection, like I have to do, if I didn't have that muscle built in my head to figure out, okay, let's go with talking, let's go with like, this is the topic we're talking about today. This is the muscle. I just adapted it to the audience I was speaking to. I just made it more in sync for them. And I'm here over processing what this gets to look like, trying to like see how I can understand the is it algorithm? I can never say that word right. Go, what would work so that I can start getting more eyeballs down this way? And then I'm there of analyzing. Then there, instead of thinking of the person who is watching this every single day, I'm there worrying about how can I get more eyeballs in here? Or what would be that structure that would make people watch this thing longer? What would, yeah, that bit. That's what was going on in my head. That was definitely what's going on in my head. Hang on, let me see. This is, oh no, I got a message. I thought it was work, but no. Yeah. So having to just like keep an eye on that, but don't let it stop you with the flow. Because I'm there trying to figure out, okay, let's fine tune, let's do this, and then time's flying. And I'm allowing this thing to now be the thing that would stop my thing going. So I'm giving myself that grace. I'm giving myself that understanding that not everything is going to be wowsy all the time. And the thing that I think is going to be a wowsy is what somebody else thinks like, whoa, this hit home. And I'm like, whoa, okay. We just kind of like went with the flow on that one, but it landed. And if I when I get to just come from that point of expressing and letting this be, then feeling like it has to be this way. And that's why I feel like, in that sense, I'm manufacturing it and manufacturing what this gets to look like instead of just surrendering to the process, surrendering to the experience of this thing that I'm doing, this creation that I'm making, then trying to make it fit into what I think it should look like and how I want it to be and how, you know, it's someone made a comment to me that I think started causing the hunger to let's get in some more eyeballs in here. My Nene, wow, you have all these many videos. Oh wow, okay. And you would think the subscriber count should be like way higher than this now. And oh, my ego was like, cut. Like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, but well, we're doing it for like a main folk, or I'm doing it to like train myself and blah blah blah. I mean, this time around, it's about just getting that clarity on my messaging and getting that clarity on how I am being expressive and having to rely heavily on notes, having to rely heavily on script or sound, like whatever that is. And it's not that I am never gonna use prompts or scripts or whatever, but there was a season where it just felt like I was just word for word in it. And there are certain things that I want to say, and I would like put the key points in there so that I don't miss that. That would still happen. But what I really wanted was just that we're having a conversation. We're over chat, having a drink. I'm having hot chocolate. I don't know. Let me know what drink you're having in the comment section, because it's just a conversation we're having. And that's how I really wanted it to be. I wanted it to be so freeing. And because when I've been in other platforms, especially the gram, and trying to express myself, I find that this 60 seconds or the less, I'm not really giving or landing great. And what I have found doing this is having that clarity and really able to express what it is that I am doing. I'm talking about what it is that I am wanting to make happen. So yeah, I'm so grateful for the tools that I have to, like, when that person said that, it was like, "Ooh, ah." But at the same token, it was okay, what do we get to do that by that? But now I get to do that in a very calm and reassuring way. We are not going to overwhelm ourselves to do this, because at the end of the day, it's not about the volume of people. It's about the quality and the people who really need to hear this and hear what the thing that I'm talking about. Because what I'm talking about is not for everyone. What I am sharing isn't a thing that is for every folks. Because some people are not into like, oh my gosh, sit down there for another or half an hour just to like listen to what you have to say. And for me, I'm cool with it. I would listen to the thing. Sometimes I'm not even fully paying attention. It's playing in the background. I'm listening to the stuff. So I feel my kind of people, my kind of person is listens this long as well and gets the juiciness. We're having a conversation. So we're in it. Because that's kind of like how um I am taking this. Because if not, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't like take that next step. And I feel the manufactured version of me, I am stripping down so much and wanting to get into that surrendering version of me. That's the season I'm in now, right now. Like trying to take off all those coat of armor of like, yes, I am da 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 to like, this is what you get with me. Like sometimes we have phrases, we have terms, we use words that it's not in the dictionary. We make up words in a very succinct way. Not like, okay, what's she saying? And yeah, that's where I want to like head into. And this perfectionism thing, I just want to strip down. I want to let it go because it's doing me no favors. It's if anything, it's making me just putting me in the box. Oh, okay, this is how we get to do it. This is what we need to feel and be and do. Mm-mm. It's really stopping. So hence, like, I put the thing on. We have no clarity in what we're having conversation in, but we're gonna show up regardless. We would have drops here that would just be like, someone would be like, "Whoa, yeah, I needed to hear that," because I would listen to someone's stuff and I was like, "Yeah, oh yes, mm-hmm, okay." I get me to like do some of that as well. Like having to be here and then being that for someone else to be like, oh wow, Nene, sure. Okay, let me start like do you know the amount of friends that have now started like having we might not be daily streaks on here, but they are showing up as well. And I cheer them on like, come on, babe, like this is it. And this is the thing. If I don't come up now, something somebody needs to hear, it wouldn't happen, and being that example of okay, someone who is resilient, committed, doing a thing. Because if I tell you what I am carrying alongside this, you would think my husband thinks it's too much. But I feel like I have made this thing work. To me, I've made this fun. It's just something that we get to do. And sometimes it's like, and I think for me, in the past, when I have done like daily streaks of things and I'm getting close to the crunch time of like I have to do the thing. I was like, oh gosh, I have to go do that thing now. And I really not felt that with this. And if anything, it's like, ooh, time is going. Okay, let's roll, let's rock and roll. It's like, ooh, like it's more like a spring, like, what's the time? Okay, let's do this and then oh, okay, let's do this and it's that. Like the energy, the emotion is different. I'm showing up differently. The way I am landing here is different. How I am like coming up here is different. And now what I want to make different is like how I am thinking what I'm talking about. How I am like it almost feels like, I get messages, like people that can like know me and stuff. I get DM or like message like, man, what you said, yeah, me too. Like I've been in that season and blah blah. Yes. And I want to just keep just shining that light of like what this gets to look like because sometimes we always focus on the destination. Honestly, I can't wait personally. But who I am being in this journey to gain there, to be in that. I'm already it actually. I am. But it's like we always like, oh, that, like when, but no, the muscle I am building in a way that I am there already. But it's just kind of like who I am. Like that gives me like so much juiciness thinking about this is who we are. This is what's showing up. This is how we get to do this. And I get to get this conversation, this phone call. One sec. Okay, we're back. This is one of the things that I wanted to avoid during the day is having phone calls from work. And yeah, we roll. We keep going. And it's the realization, and now our thought process has kind of like scrappy to scrap, but we're just gonna like carry on with the flow of what we were talking about because we are in a role, and like not every video is gonna be a hit. This one is not gonna be great. This one's gonna be real life. It's gonna be like what we thought like now. And I just want to just keep building a muscle of being in the season right now, someone that like is embodied. It's all for me, it's the alignment, the embodiment of the work. Because when I'm like coaching and teaching and supporting, I don't want it to come from a place of, oh yeah, I read this or whatever. But at the same time, I just want it to be something that I have embodied, I have lived by, or it's something that I know, or I see closely have access to it. So that's kind of like where how and what this gets to look like for me, how I want to like make this look like. So with this perfectionism thing, with this showing up, with not talking, I think giving myself the grace of like just come here and not necessarily ramble or rant per se, but in a very collective way of expressing myself, of saying how things are and what I and want this to look like. Because if not, I will start resenting wanting to do this. I will start not wanting to show up here anymore. It will now become like a chore or like a thing. But when I can just have that awareness, like when that thought, like, internet, come on now, let's just go and put that camera on. We might not know what we're talking. Like, let's just do this thing right now because we are telling ourselves that we say what we're gonna do to ourselves. Like we honor our word. We're doing that. At the same time, we don't get overwhelmed by the thing. We show up, we build the muscles, even when the days that we don't feel like showing up. But I am in that season now of like this perfectionism thing of like, oh, what? No, stripping up the manufactured version of me and wanting to just lean into the surrendering side of me and just showing up, doing the work, getting the reps in, getting the muscles that is needed to show up and to embody oneself while building the life, the work, the thing that I want moving forward has been so empowering, so great for me because I can just feel the expansion of this movement, of this muscle that I'm building, of how I like, who would have thought that I could just start talking? I checked the other day, one of my videos that I was just like expressing and talking. I almost did an hour. I could talk for, who would have guessed? Like I could say something meaningful that could last that long. Like when you see people like do their thing, it's like, whoa. Because right now, with the resources I have, I'm the director, I'm the script writer, the logic person, the analyzer, the critic, like checking things back, the designer, the thumbnailing, and that's another thing as well. Because for me, when I'm like the perfectionist inside of me is like those thumbnails that I have do not make sense. They do not, whatever. I'm giving myself grace and like stop letting those perfectionists go. Because for me, what makes me click, not necessarily more the title, for me is a thumbnail. The thumbnail is what gets me in. And releasing the perfectionism, so much of that, but at least let the idea ring through, let it showcase and let that be a thing is where I am. So right now, it's looking like we're all up in a place, we're all up in a thing, we're doing our own, like, shooty, like whatever that is, but we're doing like we're showing up. We're like we at least we have a thumbnail there. It will get better over time. Uh, Yeah. I mean, I have to? I mean, it doesn't take me long to do. I mean, I can hook up a thumbnail if I have the right image. Less than 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, I'm wanting to learn like, okay, now this is where like upgrade and all those things. But let's just show up right now. And then we'll find a way and get a system and get all those things in place to make it look good, right? To make it like jazz you up. So in the spirit of showing up, I am here. And yeah, and if that's you too, like worrying about, oh my goodness, I have, look, we get to go past that. We get to like really like show up for self and like really focus that on what we want, wanting to have conversation. If that's kind of like something that you're like, oh yeah, let's talk about it. Let's make this happen so that we can go further in that which we want. We can then show up for ourselves moving forward. Remember that your voice matters. Is your time to use it. Nene here. Bye for now.